everyone. I am delighted to welcome today Sir Abhijit, our Dean Professor at Geetharattan International Business School. He has a total teaching experience of 26 years and total industry experience of 4.5 years. He holds an executive certificate in data analytics from IIM Rohtak. Completed his PhD in management from MJP Rohilkhand University, Bareilly, and has a master's degree with 62% again from Rohilkhand University, Bareilly. We are pleased to have such a qualified and a great professor for ourselves. Thank you, sir. I request Ma'am Vandana to present some of the sampling before we begin the workshop.
Good afternoon, students.
Good afternoon, sir.
And today the topic of this discussion is be the architect of your own career. Now, there is a problem with this that quite often people feel helpless. We cannot decide their careers. Who decides your career? If you are not deciding it, who decides it? Yes? Parents, yes. Right, but you are not always satisfied with what parents decide for you, whether it is career or anything else. You are not really satisfied. And sometimes parents may not really be updated about the latest developments in the field of technology and related jobs. Right. So, you need to be, after all, your parents will guide you only for the initial few years. Later on, it's up to you. How your career progresses will depend upon you. So ultimately, it is you who's the architect. Initial choices may have been made by your parents, but if you have a clear-cut objective, you can convince your parents also about what you wish to do and what you wish to achieve. Majority of the people, 80%, say that their career is not progressing satisfactorily. So 80% of the people are dissatisfied with the way their career is progressing. And like you said, if you say that it is your parents who decide your career, then it's a passive decision, not taken by you. But you have to be active decision makers. Otherwise, if you are dissatisfied, you blame your parents. But who's suffering if your career does not progress? Then who's suffering? You are suffering. So you have to take charge of your career decisions, and you have to be, what is the opposite of passive? Active. So you have to be active while taking decisions regarding your career. And it is not just the initial decision for the first job, but even beyond this activity. Every now and then you will have to see what skills are emerging, what skills do you have, where do you need to upgrade, what are the emerging fields in which you can change your career. So all these are emerging fields and continuous, it's a dynamic world, it is changing continuously. So your career decision also has to change continuously. Now laying the foundation, self-assessment. Before you decide upon your career, you have to make an assessment of yourself. Who or what are you? Right? So you want a career, but you do not know yourself. I want to become an Olympic champion, but I do not know my capabilities. Then it is foolish to dream of becoming an Olympic champion. Why? Because I do not have those physical characteristics, stamina to become an Olympic gold medalist. Right? So you have to understand yourself, undertake self-assessment of your skills, your abilities in different fields. And once you have made an assessment, then you should decide your career goals and objectives, taking into consideration your strengths and your weaknesses. Now, there is this website called Strength Finder 2 to help you note it down. It will help you in identifying what are your top talents. Strength Finder 2, note it down.
You all can note it down, this website name.
Strength Finder 2. Search on Google and you will be able to find it. So this is an important website. It helps you in finding your strength. When you go for an interview, they'll ask you what are your strengths and weaknesses, SWOT analysis career. And you do not know your strengths. Theoretical abstract things, have good communication skills and so on. But this helps you in truly finding out your strengths. Strength Finder 2, go to this website and make sure that you are able to correctly identify your strengths. Now, why it is important is that sometimes people feel, I speak very good English, I have excellent communication skills, but they may not be of international standards. It is my assessment. So you cannot assess yourself, you should depend upon someone else to make a fair and objective assessment of your skills. So for that, go to this website called Strength Finder 2. This will help you all your life. Whenever you go for an interview, they'll ask you for your strengths. And this will help you in finding your strengths. And you might be surprised. Said, okay, I didn't realize I had this strength. Okay, so you might be surprised with your own strengths and it can suggest career based on your strength. Then you have MBTI personality insights, Myers-Briggs type indicators. So this is a personality test. So it is one of the most famous personality tests, Myers-Briggs types indicators. You should take this test online. It will again help you in making an assessment of yourself, about your personality. There are hundreds of different types of personalities, and the kind of job which will suit you will depend upon the connection or suitability between your personality and the requirements of the job. Suppose you want to join the armed forces, right? Now what are the personality requirements for that? Physically you have to be very strong, stamina, plus you need to have officer-like qualities, right? So once you are able to identify your personality and personality traits, then you will be able to find a suitable job which will match with your personality traits. Now, how do you make an assessment of personality? What is personality? It is sum total of a person's physical and psychological characteristics. That is personality, right? Now, when it comes to personality, how do you study personality? Now, I know your age, 21 years old. I can find out your height, 170 centimeters. I know you've got 70% marks. All these things can be measured, but how do you measure personality? कैसे measure करेंगे? Can you measure with a tape? No. Now, does every individual in the world have the same type of personality? No. Everybody has a different personality. So how will you measure those personality traits? It is the same way as every individual in the world has a different face. Everybody has two eyes, one nose, 2 ears. Everybody has those common features, but still the face is unique. So similarly, personality traits are present in every individual, yet every individual has a unique personality, right? Because it depends upon the quantity and quality of traits which are available within an individual. So MBTI tests, there are other personality tests also, but MBTI is one which will help you in identifying what is your personality type, what are the personality traits which you have, and then you will be able to identify suitable job opportunities. Now suppose there are type A and type B personalities. So type A personalities are generally those people who are, who like to stay at home, who do not like going outside, meeting people, right? And type B personalities are those who are slightly aggressive, confident, who like going out, who like going to parties, meeting people. So these are basic types of personalities. So when you have a type A personality, what kind of job would be suitable? Maybe a call center job would suit somebody who has type A personality, but not type B. Somebody who has type B will feel dissatisfied in a call center job. So this is an example of how we decide on personality type and suitable job opportunities. Now type B personalities are those who are suitable for marketing, sales related jobs, for armed forces, right? So this is how personality will determine your choice of a career. Now after making a assessment of your skills, ये MBTI भी note कर लीजिए, you can take your personality test. This will really help you because आप लोग क्या है अभी जैसे this job fair is going on. So what people will do is they are just walking without making an assessment of themselves first. It is like going for an exam without studying. So don't do that. Second is clarify your values. Now what are values? What are values? Yes, students. What are values? You have values, you have attitudes, you have perceptions. All of them have different meanings. So what are values? What are beliefs? What are beliefs? I believe he is a good boy. I believe he is a bad boy. This is my belief. Yes. So belief is a opinion, assessment. Assessment of somebody or something. So belief is a judgment. Very good. So belief is a assessment or judgment of something or somebody. So I believe Apple makes very good mobile phones. I believe Samsung does not make good mobile phones. These are all beliefs. Now beliefs are related to values. Values are like beliefs with some differences. Number of beliefs are very large. Class mein, if there are 40 students, I'll have 40 beliefs. Right? But values are few in number. Values are few in number. Number one difference. Number two difference is that beliefs can easily be changed, but values cannot easily be changed. Right? Values are enduring, that for a long period of time values do not change, but beliefs will change. And beliefs will affect only one aspect of your behavior, whereas values affect every aspect of your behavior. Now, for example, belief मैंने कहा he is a good student, he is a bad student. इसका assessment, I gave him A in assessment, I gave him D in assessment. Why? Because my belief he is a good student, he is a bad student. So that is how my behavior controls belief controls my behavior. Okay. Now list your top values like creativity, impact, honesty, integrity. All these are values. So how many of you feel that we should help the poor and the needy? How many of you feel? How many of you feel that you should do something for society? Yes. How many of you would like to do something for society? Nobody. Only, okay, 2-3 people. So their values are that they would like to help the society. Maybe they should join a NGO. This is how we link values with your job options. So you have to list your 5 top values. Now in case of values also there are different scales. There are different scales to measure your values. Okay. So you can go online if there is one particular scale called VALS 2. VALS 2. So you can check that out. And there is again a Russian scientist, I am forgetting the name. He also has these value survey. So you look for value surveys, and with the help of that, see today you have access to internet, so everything is there on your mobile. Going for a value survey. So through a value survey you will be able to identify your top 5 values. अब ये ऐसी theoretical concept नहीं है that I am asking you to identify your values. You take those tests online, value survey, and you will be able to identify your top 5 values. Now a software engineer might seek socially responsible companies. So socially responsible companies, if you believe in serving the society, then you should go in for joining a company which matches your values, like the Tata Group. If you have a very aggressive kind of personality, you don't believe in helping the society, then maybe you should join a aggressive multinational kind of company. Otherwise there will be a mismatch between your values and the values of the company. You will feel dissatisfied. Just as when the husband and wife are getting married, we see compatibility between the two, that the values of husband and wife should match. So similarly, when you are taking up a job, a career, an opportunity, then you should see if your values match that of the company or not. So if you decide, let us say, to join the armed forces, then your basic values should match those of the armed forces, like patriotism, like serving the country. You see the army officers, if you see, majority of them will buy Indian cars. They will not buy, let us say, Hyundai or Kia or MG, because these are foreign companies and they are serving India. So they like to buy Tata and Mahindra cars. Why? Because it matches their values. Their values say they are serving the country, willing to give up their lives for the country. So when it is matching the country, then here also the values should match their preferences. And just look around at people working in the army and you realize that what I am saying is probably right in majority of the cases.
सर डाउट
Yes.
जैसे कि आपने सर एग्जांपल दिया कि आर्मी है वो गाड़ी जो कार जो परचेज करेगी इंडिया की करेगी टाटा की नहीं करेगी सर ऐसे सर क्रिकेटर्स भी है
क्या है?
क्रिकेटर्स सर वो अपनी कंट्री के लिए खेल रहे हैं सर पर वो ऐसे तो नहीं सोचते
नहीं सोचते। क्रिकेटर्स और आर्म फोर्सेस में बहुत डिफरेंस है।
सर दोनों कंट्री के लिए काम
दोनों कंट्री के लिए काम कर रहे हैं, that is true. But if you look at the benefit which a cricketer is getting, it is not for the country. उसको करोड़ों रुपया मिल रहा है, he is earning hundreds of crores of rupees for himself, not for the country. He is not giving it to the country.
They are giving names for the country.
ठीक है?
Names of the country.
Plus,
monetary benefit.
army man is willing to give up his life, and that too for a small salary. Compare the salary of an army person with the amount of money cricketers are earning. They are earning hundreds of crores. He is earning a few lakhs. Explore interest, use LinkedIn Learning or Coursera or Simply Learn. This is VIP. ये नोट कर लीजिए। देखिए यहाँ पे क्लास में you have 40 suppose students, right? All of you have the same qualification. All of you have the same qualification. 40 students एक ही कोर्स तो कर रहे हैं, qualification तो same है ना? Now when you go for an interview, all of you have the same qualification. So on what basis will the company hire? It has only 5 vacancies and there are 40 people. How will it decide which 5 people to choose? बताइए। Skills. ऐसी यहाँ 40 से 5 है, but there are hundreds and thousands of management institutes where all the students have the same degree. Yeah, IPU के colleges say you will have 10,000 students who have the same degree. So, and then aren't 10,000 jobs. Why? Because India's population is huge. So there are only 10 jobs for every 1,000 people. You have to compete, right? So how will you compete? You have to upskill yourself. And this upskilling is a continuous exercise. It is not a one-time exercise. So LinkedIn Learning, Coursera, Simply Learn, these are some very good websites and some of their courses are free. You can start with free courses and then later on if you feel that they are worth it, then you join the paid courses. So Learn provides free courses. Coursera and LinkedIn Learning provide some free courses and some paid courses. So do the free courses first and then you can go in for paid courses. But remember, this is a continuous exercise. Upskilling is a continuous exercise. ऐसा नहीं है कि अभी DBA करते वक्त ही upskilling करना है. You need to do it all your life. Imagine me, I have more than 30 years of experience. I need to upskill myself constantly. Why do I need to upskill myself? When I was doing MBA, there was no such thing as digital marketing or business analytics. We only had statistics as a subject, nothing to do with computers. But today I am required to teach, so I need to upskill myself. Technology is changing, AI is emerging. Until and unless I upskill myself, I will not be able to survive. So this is a continuous process. All your life you need to identify your skills. Marketing manager might take a data science course. Why? Because till now marketing did not involve lot of analytics or analysis. But marketing analytics is a growing field, emerging area. Business analytics, data analytics, marketing analytics. So a marketing manager who had nothing to do with computers and analysis and statistics might join a marketing analytics course to upskill and upgrade himself. Individuals who regularly assess their skills are 2x more likely to advance. Okay, so those who are able to regularly assess what are the skills that are currently required and what are the skills that I have, and then fulfill this gap. So those who are able to fulfill this gap are twice more likely to get a job. So even I didn't know this, but sometime early in my career, I showed my CV to a professional good HR manager. So he pointed out these things. He said, "Where is your upskilling? What upskilling have you done?" I said, "Nothing. You have not mentioned your achievements. What are your achievements?" "Nothing. You have not improved your qualification." At that time I had not completed my PhD. So Bola, you are not upskilling. Your CV should be dynamic. Because there are thousands of CVs where your CV came from, where your CV is going. Out of those thousands, they will take 10, 20 people. Now your goals should be smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant and time bound. Okay, specific goal. Specific goal means, अब एक बच्चे ने बोला I want to become the richest person in the world. अब this is not a specific goal. हाँ बोला कि because you are only defining in terms of money. ठीक. अब somebody says that I want to become the CEO of the largest company. Again, not a very specific goal, because CEO is like going from here to the moon. I want to go from here to the moon. So your goal has to be very specific. I want to achieve a good position in a multinational IT company. ठीक, तो this is a specific. उसके बाद measurable. Your outcome has to be measurable. How will you measure your progress? अब बोला कि यहाँ से आप गुड़गांव जा रहे हैं, तो how do you measure your progress? GPS में वो दिखाता है ना, 10 किलोमीटर रह गए और 5 किलोमीटर आप चल दिए. So similarly, when you are defining your goals, those goals have to be measurable. Measurable means that bola increase LinkedIn connections by 20% in the next quarter. So I will improve my for you. आपने कहा कि I will do better in the next semester exams. तो अब वो better is not measurable. Better क्या है? I will do better in the next year examination. नहीं. बोला I will improve my grades by 10%. Then it becomes measurable. Achievable. अब मैंने कहा कि जैसे वो बच्चे ने बोला I want to be the richest man in the world. Now achievable ये थोड़ा chances बहुत कम है. So achievable goal means I look for a good position as a management trainee in a multinational company of repute. ठीक? So this is an achievable goal. और पहले ही अब एक बार इंटरव्यू में उससे पूछा कि ठीक है you are joining here as a management trainee. How do you see yourself 5 years from now? तो बोला I see myself as CEO। जो इंटरव्यू ले रहा है वो भी असिस्टेंट मैनेजर है और उसके सामने तुम बोल रहे हो कि तू तो असिस्टेंट मैनेजर बना, मैं 5 साल में CEO बन जाऊंगा। So this is foolish. It is not relevant and it should be time bound. अब time bound बोला कि जब पढ़ाई करते हैं ना, वो मेरा बेटा भी, तो मैंने बोला पढ़ ले, तो बोला हाँ पढ़ लूंगा। सुबह बोला पढ़ लूंगा, दोपहर को मैंने देखा खाली घूम रहा, मैंने कहा पढ़ ले, बोला पढ़ लूंगा। फिर शाम को बोला मैंने पढ़ ले, पढ़ लूंगा। मैं कहा तू सुबह से क्या रहा है? तो बोला मैंने टाइम थोड़ा स्पेसिफाई किया था कब पढ़ूंगा, रात को पढ़ूंगा। ठीक है, तो you have to make it time bound that I will improve my marks in the next semester only. Time bound. I will get a good job in the next 6 months. So you have to make it time bound. I will achieve or reach middle management position in my company. In 5 years, I want to see myself as director of a college. ठीक, so it is, you have to define your time. OKRs next slide पे देखेंगे, success metrics, financial goals and personal fulfillment. अब average salary increase for job switchers is 10 to 20%. Aim for work-life balance with flexible option. अब एक नौकरी है उसमें काम बहुत है, सैलरी 20% हाई है लेकिन काम बहुत है, सुबह 9 बजे से और रात के 9-10 बजे तक, right? So will you take that option? You're getting a 20% higher salary. Will you take it or not? Yes. Presuming you are married with a family. You are married, having a family, wife, kids. Because you have to look at work-life balance also. You need to devote time to your family also. So instead of that, you might decide to work for a company which is offering a 10% hike, but which is giving you flexible working hours. It is giving you flexible working hours because you have to manage your life and work-life balance. So you have to look at financial goals and personal fulfillment also. अब बोला कि मजबूरी है, I'm getting a good salary here, but I don't like the job. मजा नहीं आ रहा, students नालायक है। तो this is my problem, financial goals and personal fulfillment. So these are things that you need to look at. OKRs रह गया, ambitious goals with measurable results. Become an AI thought leader, publish 3 articles. तो OKRs क्या है? Objectives and key results. ठीक, it's a goal setting framework that helps organizations define and track their progress. So you have to, it helps you in setting your goals. Now what are goals? What are goals? Goal क्या होता है? It is the end result of your activities. जो भी activity कर रहे हैं, उसका end result is your goal. Okay. So OKRs are used by individuals, teams, organizations to set ambitious goals and measure their performance. Clear aspirational goals that define what you want to achieve. How to become rich? It's not clear, aspirational, clear नहीं है. I want to become a celebrity. Celebrity बनने के तो बहुत तरीके हैं. 4 मर्डर कर दो, you become a celebrity. ठीक है? तो if you have these vague concepts, then it does not clearly define your objectives, career objectives. Key results, specific measurable outcomes that indicate progress towards achieving the objective. Now, key result means KRAs or key result areas, specific measurable outcomes that indicate progress. So specific measurable outcome, आपने कहा कि next semester I'll get overall 70% marks, and in this CT I have got 70% marks. So I am on the right track. So my overall goal seems achievable. This time I will have 90% attendance. So far my attendance is 85. So it is still achievable. So this shows my performance that it is achievable. Helps you clearly see how your business metrics relate to your daily work. Encourage engagement around measurable goals and help create alignment and track progress. Helps you in challenging ambitious goals. Now challenging ambitious goals means ये तो थोड़ा simple है, attendance है, marks है. If you have complex goals, now as a teacher we are required to undertake a lot of research work. So we have been given a target of 2 research papers. So starting from July, मैंने कहा by December I will publish 1 paper, or by August I will start writing a research paper, or by September I will complete my first draft of my research paper. So I am moving in a measurable direction where my final goal can be measured. अब यहाँ OKR है, यहाँ your objectives, and these are key results. Now key results can be more than one. एक objective है, उसके key results can be 3. ठीक, key results will lead to actions. Now what are specific measurable outcomes that indicates how far your goal has been achieved. Okay, so periodically every month you see your attendance and you see whether your overall goal of 90% attendance can be met. So this is a measurable goal. Now what are the materials and skills required? Identify the skills gap and use platforms like मैंने बोला Coursera, Simply Learn and LinkedIn Learning. Very important, make sure you do it. Connect on LinkedIn, join groups. Now LinkedIn is a very powerful platform. LinkedIn is 277% more effective for lead generation than any other social media. So what you should do is create your profile on LinkedIn and update it. If you have any certifications, any additional qualifications, keep adding them to your LinkedIn profile. Then in LinkedIn profile you should add certain things which people normally do not think of doing. Suppose you know an additional language, then you should mention it. Think, for example, if I know Bengali, right? So I'll mention it fluent in Bengali. Why? Because if there is a job opportunity in Bengal, they will consider my profile. So I'll have an additional advantage that my profile will be considered if there is a job opening in Bengal. Second, along with language, if you have done any social work, make sure you mention it in your LinkedIn profile. Like I work for Rotary Club. So I have mentioned it prominently in my profile. अब आप बोलते सोशल वर्क से जॉब का क्या मतलब? But companies, मैंने values बताया ना, companies ने कहा if this person is involved in social work, that person has good values. Now this is not part of your qualification, but companies look for it. How will they find out your values? When you are mentioning in your biodata you work for Rotary Club or you work for an NGO, so that means you have certain good value systems. So without going further into your CV, they will be able to identify your values. Networking, again LinkedIn is good for networking, and whenever you meet people, अब जैसे ये job fair है, here you try to talk to people, make friends, जान पहचान बढ़ाइए, build your network, mentorship, seek guidance from experienced professionals, whether it is your teacher or any other elder brother, uncle, aunt who is in a position, you can seek guidance from them. Taking action, how can you apply for a job? You can apply directly from company website or job boards, LinkedIn, Indeed, Glassdoor, Naukri.com, or recruitment agencies, consultants. 52% people find jobs through company websites. LinkedIn has over 930 million members. Seek informational interview. Showcase skills with personal projects. LinkedIn is a very powerful medium, I keep telling you. Make sure you already have a profile on LinkedIn. If you don't have, create a profile on LinkedIn. Okay. I'll give you an example. I used to work in a college. वहाँ पे अक्सर मेरे पास फोन आते थे. सर आपके कॉलेज में वैकेंसी है क्या? Do you think this is a good question? So what should you do? You should simply apply. आज वैकेंसी नहीं है. आज वैकेंसी नहीं है कॉलेज में. कल एक आदमी छोड़ के चला गया, वैकेंसी क्रिएट हो गई. आपने पूछा वैकेंसी है, मैंने कहा नहीं है. आपने अप्लाई नहीं किया. इसने बिना पूछे अप्लाई कर दिया. आज वैकेंसी नहीं है, आज इसको जवाब नहीं मिला. कल ही एक आदमी छोड़ के चला गया, वैकेंसी क्रिएट हो गई, इसको जॉब मिल गया. So what is important are performance reviews, 360-degree feedback, mentors, continuous learning. Request a feedback. You should ask people to give a feedback. Your friends, your teachers, your relatives, your brother, sister. Ask them to give a feedback about you. That will help you in making an assessment of yourself. Try new technology, seek advice from trusted professionals, and always upgrade your skills. Now, resume optimization. Tailor to each job. If you are applying for a job in marketing, your CV should be different from if you are applying for a job in HR or finance or IT. You cannot use the same CV to apply for every kind of job. You should tailor means you should modify your CV according to the job. Don't apply for every job using the same CV. STAR method in the next slide. Personal branding, optimize your LinkedIn. एक ये resume का option है. There is a website called AI tool called TEAL. TEAL. लिख लो. TEAL. Website AI tool है. TEAL for optimizing your CV. ChatGPT भी करता है, but this one TEAL is specifically meant for resume. TEAL. TEAL AI tool. Use it for building a good resume. Now, STAR method of interview क्या है? STAR method is an interview skill, stands for situation, task, action and result. briefly set the context by explaining the scenario or challenge you encountered. अब बोलते हैं, why should I select you for this job? अब पूछा, तो आपने बोला sir I have good managerial skills. तो बोला prove it. Prove करोगे. You have to describe a situation that I was in charge of organizing our cultural event Zenith. तो situation क्या है Zenith? Organizing. What task were you given? You had the task of managing the Star Night show. ठीक. Clearly state the specific goal or responsibility you had to accomplish within the situation. That within 2 days